We had a family vacation last week and I got a lot of sun, so I have oiled my face for relief. But I wanted to get on and talk to you guys a little bit about budgets. So last night we learned about a zero based budget, and there are two sides to budgeting. One side is lowering your expenses. So you're going to look at your bank statements, your credit card statements, whatever statements you have that show where you spend money, and you're going to look at the past 2 or 3 months, and you're going to see where you've spent money in all the categories. And you're going to look at where you can cut. You're going to say, we don't need this subscription. We're paying too much for this. We don't need that. You're going to look and see what can you cut out? How can you lower your expenses? I'm doing the same thing. But then the other side of it is raising your income. So I'm just going to give you examples of what Matt and I did 8 years ago. Maybe none of this resonates with you, but maybe something gives you an idea, okay? Matt worked a full-time job. He was a window cleaner then for the largest window cleaning company in the world. This is before we started our own business. So he was a full-time window cleaner. I worked part-time at the church as a secretary and full-time watching someone else's child. So at the very beginning, we had one child, Charlotte, and I was watching someone else's child and being paid every day to watch that child. So that's how I was making extra income as a stay-at-home mom, was watching someone else's kid. But then also, in the evenings on trash days in fancy neighborhoods, which is public information, you can look up when the trash days are in like nice neighborhoods, I would go, and Becca used to help me, this is years ago, and we would go into neighborhoods on trash night and pick up furniture or things that were on the curb that were worth selling. So people get rid of chairs and whatever, all sorts of things, and we would bring them home, load them up on trash night. We would go and grab them off the curb. And the people would put signs on them free, take them home, clean them up, fix them. Sometimes they needed a screw or tighten, or sometimes paint. I would paint something and then resell it. Also, I put up on Facebook that I was paying off debt. I was like, we're paying off debt. Anything that you're ready to get rid of, ready to part with, I will come pick it up to resell to pay off debt. And people message me about all sorts of things. And still to this day, like last week, people message me, do you want this couch? It becomes a thing that you're like known for being a person who's willing to come get the thing and resell it. And we made a lot of money reselling things that people gave us or that we picked up out of the trash. We also started, so this is when we had two kids, so it wasn't right away in our debt-free journey, but we started cleaning beach houses on the weekends. And we did that for 2 years. And every single Saturday, we would drive in Outer Banks traffic. We would, with our toddlers, we would clean the beach houses. We had 2 beach houses we would clean, and we would drive back. So we lost every single Saturday 4 years with, like, Matt would like wear a baby on his, chest, like strapped to him. And I would have to stop, take breaks to feed the baby, the youngest baby. And we had to have like a helper come with us to help watch the older baby. It was a whole thing. But so we were paying someone to babysit for us, but we like went together as a whole family. So we were able to still have time together, but also make money. And we didn't get to do anything else on those Saturdays for years. We didn't have any other activities on Saturdays because we were cleaning beach houses. But Dave Ramsey talks about how if you live like no one else now, you're doing things that are uncomfortable and people aren't doing. Now, later, you can live like no one else and give like no one else. So I've definitely seen that to be true in our life. Matt also put up on Facebook he was willing to do odd jobs. He was like a strong, able-bodied man. He's handy, so people had him paint in the evenings. He'd like help clean out people's garage or cut people's grass or whatever. If you put up what you're willing to do and you have a skill that's monetizable, people will reach out and say like, oh, I need help with that. So think about your job, what you do for a living, what someone already pays you for, and think about how you could do that. I know it's hard. I'm not downplaying the hard, okay? But you could do more of it in the evening or on the weekends or whenever you're not working. You could tutor if you're a teacher, if you're really good at, just depends on what your job is, okay? But if you're good at math, if you're good at sewing, if you're good at accounting, if you're good at organizing, if you're good at wrapping presents, people pay people to do all sorts of things. Maybe you love pets, you want to pet sit, maybe whatever. There are things that you can add to your life to make extra income for a time. And so that's what we're going to encourage each other to be thinking about and looking at. And I know it's hard. I know it's exhausting. But that's what we're doing in this class, is changing our lives. So in order to make a change, you have to change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you don't change something, everything's going to be the same next year, for the rest of your life. So anyway, I want to encourage you to be lowering your expenses and also looking at how you can raise your income. And then, yeah, if you're the nerd, I want you to make that budget. We're getting close to the end of the month. I want you to look at the past months and make a budget for September. And if you're this free spirit, I want you to attend the meeting and do the thing. And if you need help with your budget, with your numbers, whatever, I love to look at things. I'm happy to help. So let me know.